While attending junior high and high school, I had worked every school day in the cafeteria to pay for my lunches. Throughout most of my early years in school, we took our lunches to school in brown paper bags. Being able to have a hot lunch was somewhat of a privilege. It required me to leave class 5 minutes early, which honestly, I didn't mind too much. While other students were visiting and listening to music on their pocket-sized transistor radios, I was serving up vegetables, gelatin dessert, and two-tone bread and butter sandwich triangles. Or I was drying forks, knives, spoons, stacking the trays as they rolled out of the huge steaming hot dishwashers. We were given exactly 5 minutes to eat lunch and to get back to work. All kitchen workers were required to wear hairnets while working in the cafeteria, so my hair was most unattractive at a time when I might have had the most opportunity for intervention with other students. I was extremely shy when it came to meeting others, so conversations would always have to originate with the other person. My work in the cafeteria was completed just about the time the bell rang for classes to resume. I had just enough time to dry my hands, grab my books, and race to the next class. The cafeteria work provided me with a healthy lunch, but it left me little time for socialization. By the time I had turned 15, my older siblings, Dee, Randall, Fonda, and Joyce, were all married and had started families of their own. With 7 younger siblings at home, I had assumed the duties of the oldest. Consequently, the cleaning, cooking, and nurturing naturally fell to me. I became quite familiar with the stove, broom, mop, iron, and washing machine, which just happened to be a wringer washer. I was followed in the line of siblings by 3 boys, Bert Jr., Little Bert we called him, Rex, and Frank, as well as 2 younger sisters, Christine and Dorothy, another brother Gerald, and my youngest sister Eileen. The 3 boys following me offered very little help with the household chores. Often they created more work for me by making messes faster than I could clean them. However, Rex was a little more willing to help if he was asked. My spare, and I say that sparingly, time apart from school was filled with household responsibilities that left little or no time for myself. I often got into trouble for not completing my homework assignments, especially when I told the teacher there was not enough time to do it due to all the work required of me at home. Then, Mama would scold me. Most of the time, my parents took little or no interest in school grades or homework. There were more important things to consider, like survival. My mother, Della Irene, was overwhelmed with the responsibility of trying to raise so many children on very limited resources. So a lot of the work fell to the oldest. To keep the children out of trouble, she kept us close to home and made us work. Dee, who had the largest share of responsibilities since she was the oldest, often complained to Mama about the number of children in the family. If you can't take care of them, why keep having more? She would ask. I have to admit that there is some logic to her query, but Mama always answered by saying, which one's too many? If you were one of the 12, there was no right answer for that. Mama believed that children were sent by God. She adamantly resisted the idea of birth control, but having birthed so many children eventually took a severe toll on her health. Were it not for the help of the oldest children, there would have been no one to take care of the younger ones. As hard as it was caring for the younger siblings, it taught us older children responsibility, a good work ethic, how to care for a home, and fostered nurturing skills. In short, it prepared us for our futures as mothers and wives. Perhaps in her own way, Mama loved all of her children. It would certainly seem so if you acquaint work and discipline with love. There was no shortage of either. Mama was strict with us to the extreme. It was her 2 strict religious rules that were going to create difficulties for me concerning my upcoming first date.